I have read a lot of the book. I love it. I'm going to say that right off the bat. I got up to the Charlie Manson stuff, which was
oh my gosh,
chilling to say the least.
Yeah, it was. It was
chilling.
Chilling meeting that guy.
Did he ever reach out to you when he was in jail?
No,
never.
Thank goodness, no.
Yeah.
No, but they reached out to me when things were getting grisly back in Southern California. And they called my house in Manhattan Beach and said, "Prepare to die, pig."
Right.
Pig is what they wrote on the wall
with the blood.
Right.
You know, so it was pretty.
Why were they mad at you?
They weren't mad at me, except they were mad at the world, I guess. I mean, Charlie wanted to be a rock star. He wrote songs with my cousin Dennis, and when things didn't work out, then he, full of rage, he wanted to kill some people. Mm-hmm. He tied it to something he called Helter Skelter, which was going to be a race war, and they had to do something wacky to start it. I mean, it was weird.
What's chilling about the whole story, and it's in the book, how Dennis just picked up two girls one day, like people did back then. You picked up hitchhikers, and he went home with them, had a nice little party, and thought that's it. And then fast forward, he comes back to his house. How much longer?
Well, he came back from a tour. We were he was for a tour, and his house is inhabited by Charlie Manson, about
the whole
a dozen
gang.
Girls, and a couple other guys.
And that's how it all started.
Yeah.
And then you tell the story in the book where Dennis actually saw Charlie kill somebody.
Literally what I said, "Dennis, why are you so uptight?" He says, "I was out at the ranch," meaning Spahn Ranch, and saw Charlie take an M16 and blow a black cat, meaning a human being, in half and stuff him down a well out at the Spahn Ranch. But Dennis never spoke a word about that to anybody else.
I don't blame him, by the way.
Yeah, just myself and Terry Melcher and a couple of people.
Right.
So did that ever come out? Was he ever charged with that or no?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
So and then I said this. I told the story earlier, but Terry Melcher was supposed to be in that house, and I didn't know the Doris Day angle. Doris Day was Terry Melcher's mother.
Yeah.
And she had a mother's intuition, and basically Terry said, "Terry, something's not right with this guy, and you got to get out of that house."
Yeah, she did, and she had a beautiful home in Beverly Hills, and so she offered that to Terry, and he left the rental house, which is on Cielo Drive, which is where the thing took place, and now that property, that land, is owned by Jeff Franklin, who's the producer of Full House.
Oh, no kidding.
That we've been on a few times, with John Stamos and all that.
They got rid of the house a long time ago.
They raised the old house
Yeah.
and built a beautiful mansion on
Was
it.
there any? Now it's hindsight's 2020, but when you met him and you're talking to him, was there any indication that like this Manson guy's a weirdo, or was it like only when you look back?
We were invited to dinner at Dennis's house. So Bruce Johnson and I left the studio at Brian's house a couple miles away and drove over to dinner in the Pacific Palisades in this rented, log cabin type house, Willow Rogers State Park. And we got there, and Bruce and I were the only people with clothing on at dinner. So I thought that was kind of unusual.
Mm-hmm. But you're not going to complain, though.
Nobody said pass the yams.
Oh, man. Well, at any rate, after dinner, they adjourned to a sort of a den, and Charlie turned on a strobe light and then passed out what was said to be acid, which I have never done that, so I declined. And however, it was kind of a lot of people, around, groping and doing whatever. It was not my kind of thing. I'm a little more shy than that.
Yeah.
So I left. I went to the bathroom, and I actually, it was really hot and a hot day, and I stepped in the shower. Some girl comes behind me, and then behind her comes Charlie Manson, opening the shower door and saying, "You can't do that." I said, "What's that, Charlie?" "You can't leave the group," with the Charlie Manson stare. Oh. That was pretty gnarly.
He said that to you or to her?
Me. And then I got out of there. Bruce and I just left and went back to the studio. And so I'm driving down Sunset Boulevard. I'm thinking, oh boy, Dennis, you really got a weird one on your hands right now.
Right.
So what happened was Dennis couldn't confront him really because of what he'd seen at the ranch and everything, and it was he just abandoned the house. He just left.
Yeah.
It was a rental house, so he
got out of there, and that's how it ended, sort of.
Yeah, well,
Sort of.
that was
that chapter.
the end
anyway.
of that chapter,
Right.
yeah, and the beginning of something far more heinous. It was tragedy, you know. Horrible.